You know it. Oh, know it. You know it. For Sunday. You know it. Oh, know it. You know it. For Sunday. You know it. Oh, know it. You know it. For Sunday. You know it. Oh, know it. You know it. For Sunday.
Hi everyone, my name is Kyla Wills-Lollback and I'm the Chief of Staff at Gryd. And at Gryd, what we do is we connect people and properties. So we use our technology to connect you whether you're looking for a living space, a working space, or a parking space. We build tech that makes that process better for everyone. We have a suite of services that solve a variety of problems. So for this question, I'll talk about Gryd Park. So for us, really the problem that we were trying to solve was there's actually 8 parking spots for every single vehicle in North America, but somehow you can still never find a parking spot when you need one. So one thing that we realized was the problem was that the parking spots weren't able to connect parkers with the parking spots, and that so much inventory is tied up in, for example, when you're at your apartment building, for example. You're not there 8 hours a day, Monday to Friday, so that spot's empty, but then you have a different spot downtown, and that business actually only needs those spots during business hours. So then it's empty in the evenings, and there's all these spots that really people just can't find. So what we did is we created a marketplace that would help connect people with those empty parking spaces, and that's kind of the original problem we were trying to solve. We realized there was a lot more problems with parking as we dived into that, and it kind of led us to create a whole suite of different parking products that help solve a variety of parking problems.
Awesome. Great. Is AI a tool that you're presently using or planning to use?
For us, we do use some AI and machine learning on like the back end of our products, but we've made actually a conscious choice to not use it in our customer facing, like our customer service team, for example. Like we don't have chatbots. When you call, you get a real person. Charlie from Gryd's gonna answer the phone. So for us, it was almost a choice, that's our customer service philosophy, is that's what sets us apart from our competition. If anyone's ever had an issue in parking, good luck trying to get a hold of someone. They don't even have phone numbers, they don't even have customer service channels, a lot of them. So for us, that was our value prop, was that we are the friendly parking company, pick up the phone, we're gonna help you out. So for us, it was a choice not to use AI.
Excellent. You've been mindful of protecting privacy when using AI.
The use of AI that we've used so far has been on like non-sensitive data, and usually in more like a small closed circuit machine learning capacity. So it hasn't been something that we've had to be too concerned with as of right now, but it's definitely something that I think as we go forward, and it's part of the reason why we haven't gone further in, is because if we're going to do it on a larger scale, we are the stewards of our clients' information, and they have a lot of sensitive data. So if we were going to connect to that using an AI model, privacy and security would be our #1 concern. So almost making sure we can do it properly and in a secure way is what's keeping us from diving in right away, and making sure we do it properly in a thought-out way. Use AI to make these hyper-personalized cold emails that everybody's getting 30 of them to their inbox a week. Nobody's opening them, nobody's reading them. So because that's not working, one thing that we have found success for in a shift is this do direct mail, actually, because you don't get mail anymore. So what we do is we've actually done these mailer campaigns where we send nice little gifts and swag, hoping that they'll book a meeting with us. And we found that has created a lot more success than just sending out a big email sequence from HubSpot.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
voice of the customer data and social media listening as a way of trying to identify like what your customers actually think, because surveys, it's impossible to get people to fill them out. You do an incentive, they fill it out, but it's crappy data that you're getting back from them. So social media listening has been really interesting to be able to see, almost more of the true thought of the customer, or even going beyond that. We've all seen, bots on Facebook and things like that. But for us, it's really interesting when we see what's being said about us on Reddit. There's certain ones that, it's a lot more difficult. They care more about the authentic posts on there and being able to kind of see what people are saying there. So just digging into these more like authentic ways of finding out what your customers really think of you is can be really informative. Hearing the frustrations from not necessarily just customers, but even our own personal experience. We all pay for parking. We've all had that experience ourselves and seen where the frustrations lie. And that also played into it as being like our own customers in that sense as well. So for us, it was more of like anecdotal, I suppose. But we've got a lot of really positive feedback from our customers that they love that they can talk to a person and that they can solve the problem for them in real time. And so we've got a lot of positive feedback that that was probably the right decision. When we were first starting out and we were getting, one booking a day, and it was really easy to stay on top of the customer service load in that sense. But as we've grown, we've implemented self-serve tools because I think we can probably all understand that while it's nice that you can pick up the phone and talk to a person when you need to, we don't really like picking up the phone and having to talk to a person unless we need to. So we started implementing self-serve tools to solve easy problems. So for example, if someone's in your spot, we implemented a button that you could click and say someone's in my spot, and it'll just tell you the next spot that you can park in instead. So for example, something like that where there's self-serve tools that can help lower your demand on your customer service team, but your customer service team is going to be there for those exception handling things where you really do just need a human to help you figure out a problem and do some creative problem solving that AI is not very good at. Hire awesome people to be in your customer service team. It's a super important role that I think gets undervalued a lot. So we have an absolute rock star group of people that do our customer service. And then I think a lot of it's about having like core values for your team so that when you are approaching a problem, you all are going back to the same core values of, how are we going to answer this question or solve this problem in the way that our customer service philosophy that we've all collectively agreed is how we want to do business, so that you're getting kind of that consistent experience. As well as I can let you in on a little secret that has to stay between the 100 or so of us in this room. But sometimes it might be more than one different person you're talking to, even if it says it's the same person. And I think that we do a really good job, but so far no one's caught on to that.
What?
The other thing
I can think of is a parking lot that we took over had a demographic that was older, and change was not something they were very comfortable with. So when they pulled up one day and saw that they were supposed to pay on an app, that surprised them, and they weren't happy with it. So what we implemented there was the ability to do a guest checkout. So you didn't have to download the app. You're in a rush today, you pull up. We didn't want them to have to be frustrated. Oh, how do I download this? How do I make an account? Go through that whole process because I wasn't expecting this today and I'm late. So we had a QR code that would just take you straight to a website. You could pay quick with just popping in your credit card information, your license plate like you would for any other like regular parking machine, and then hope that eventually they transition to using the app when they maybe had a bit more time or they had the time to wrap their heads around it and see the benefits that they wouldn't have to fill that out every single time if they did it on the app. But we wanted to mitigate that by knowing that there are the people that are going to be frustrated, they're going to be slow to change. Let's give them kind of a baby step to do in between.
Brayden?